Now, the Prime Minister is weaving this malarkey about a policy difference. There is no policy difference. Both men have agreed in favor of higher taxes and monstrous deficits their entire time in office. There's been no policy difference until this recently invented one was designed to distract from the real reason Bill Morneau resigned. And that reason is this. Morneau will be found guilty for a third time of violating the Ethics Act. Trudeau didn't want such a scandalous story. The problem, the reason that Trudeau has to invent this phony line about a policy difference is because he knows that if he fires Morneau for breaking the Ethics Act a third time, for accepting free gifts from someone to whom he was giving government grants, then Trudeau himself would have to resign for exactly the same offenses. You see, if Trudeau publicly acknowledges that there's such a thing as 3 strikes, you're out, then he would have to apply the same 3 strikes rule to himself, which would bring an end to his scandalous and law-breaking career.
If you were the finance minister in this particular situation, would you have quit in similar circumstances?
Well, he should have quit a long time ago. Of course, this is a finance minister who, it was learned, kept his family fortune in trusts, funds that are tax advantaged. He put his money in a province in which he doesn't live to avoid paying the same taxes as everyone else. He hid a French villa in a numbered company and broke the law by failing to report it to the ethics commissioner. He held $20 million of shares in a company he regulated. And that was all before the WE scandal even hit. So obviously he needed to resign, but his offenses pale in comparison to Trudeau's. Ms. Freeland was the chair of the cabinet committee that approved the $500 million handout to the WE organization. That is the scandal in which we are involved today. For Freeland, higher taxes is a religion. She said, "Amen to higher taxes," and I quote. So it sounds like she's the same as the previous finance minister. Regardless, though, of how you play musical chairs, we still have the same corrupt and incompetent prime minister ahead of the same corrupt and chaotic government.
I'd imagine one of the first things that Freeland is going to have to do is prepare a budget or a fiscal update, and she would need the support of the parties in the House to pass that budget.
First of all, what's a budget? There's no such thing as a budget in this government. They haven't had a budget in over a year. They don't even know what a budget is, let alone preparing a budget. We have right now a deficit that is 7 times bigger than the previous record, and the Liberals want to spend even more. We have a prime minister and a cabinet that is engulfed in a massive corruption scandal, which they are attempting to cover up. We have a prime minister who gave $500 million to a group that had given his family $500,000. They don't even know what day it is, let alone how to present a budget.
So what do you need to see in that budget for it to have your support?
I'm not aware of any budget. There hasn't been a budget in over a year. Why would they in the middle of August decide they're going to introduce a budget?
The Governor General is now facing more claims. This time her disdain for police is driving up costs. Julie Payette is one of Justin Trudeau's signature appointments. What does this say about Justin Trudeau's judgment, and what should Trudeau do about the situation now?
I would just say, generally speaking, we have a government of elites and self-serving snobs who look down on ordinary working class Canadians. I'm not sure if that's true of the Governor General, but it's certainly true of the people around the Prime Minister. They think they're better than everyday Canadians. They think they can turn their nose up at the people, and they believe that they have a God-given entitlement to rule over the country and use the Treasury as their personal piggy bank. That is the attitude of entitlement that we have come to expect from Trudeau and everyone he has put in positions of power.